Hello, and welcome to Keeping It Real with Shannon Live. Because you don't know how it's going to turn out.
My kids empowered me to get out.
What's going on with this remote learning and in the midst of COVID?
Working for different elected officials, learning and understanding how to put the community first.
Hi, and welcome to Keeping It Real with Shannon. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Hello, ladies. Dr. Vanessa and Dr. Shannon. How are you doing? How's everybody?
Great.
Good. Well, you know, we got some good, interesting, hot topics tonight. We're going to talk about you, the person that you really want to be. We want to talk about the migrant situation, being arrested. Should they be deported? We want to talk about Jay-Z complaining about Beyonce not getting the album of the year. And we also want to talk about the cops being beat up also. Yes. So let's start with our first one. Are you really the person you want to be? Well, I'll start with myself. I think I am, and I think I'm not. I don't know. I'm just glad to be who I am, I guess.
Well, I guess you got to ask yourself, who are you? First, you got to define who you are, right? Mm-hmm. Who are you? What you're doing in the present, right? Think about what you have done in the past and where you want to be at tomorrow in the future. Because then that will kind of define and guide you to where you want to be. You know, I just trust me, 10, 15, 20 years, even a year ago, I was not the person I am today. So I've really been blessed. And now, do I foresee myself being further down the spectrum, doing other things and being the great of what I am today? Absolutely. So right now, I'm comfortable in this space. I'm still thriving and striving and getting things correct. We don't always get it right, but I'm getting it right now.
I agree. I'm good with where I'm at right now. In the present, it took blood, shed, and tears, and some of everything to get here. But I do have some future goals, and that should be for everyone. You look at yourself and you say, "What else can I do next?" And those are the things that I'm looking forward to working on, and accomplishing those goals as well.
So, what are your biggest goals in life? What are your biggest goals in life?
One key thing about Vanessa, generational wealth. That's what I'm working on creating for myself. And I'm trying to learn the different avenues to take to get there. Because my goal is to be retired by 50, 55 the latest. So I'm almost there. So I better start working fast.
So do you figure your strength has helped you to get where you are today? Like, are you a strong person or you have a weak link? You know, do you have confidence? Are you confident that you can, be the person that you want to be?
Well, I'll say one thing before I want to just piggyback on Tiffany goals, because she's already halfway there. You're retiring at 50. I done been there and done that, right? You got me in your back pocket to help you get that generational wealth and work on those nets, those little trinkets. So I think we are a panel of strong Black women of color. We are resilient. We are determined. We have patience. We confidence, and we go get it. So, having whatever dream or goal you have that will inspire you to the next level, you just got to get out there and get on the grind, right? Get on the grind and be willing to do the work. Don't set goals and precedents and don't want to do the work.
Well, what would you say to women or men? Because it's for both of us. Like, you say you think you feel like you have done what you needed to do to get where you are. But see, everybody doesn't feel that way. Some people don't have the confidence that they feel that they can do something. And until you get that confidence, you're not willing to step on out there and fail. It's okay, because you can fail in whatever you are doing. It's just, what do you do after you fail?
Well, see, that's the thing. failure is part of life, right?
Mhm,
You can't, nobody can do a straight line without failure. There's always going to be some deterrent somewhere. And the thing is, I'm outside my comfort zone with certain things, right? But I may not feel comfortable with stepping out. Well, that's also depends on the space I'm in, right? So I'm in a different kind of space, a different clientele, a different mindset of people. But I'm also welcome at that table with that mindset. When I'm around mindset people, and I can kind of grow and it's open. So I get to learn all that I can learn.
Mhm. Mhm.
Well, I mean, for me too, I mean, I feel like I'm confident and I think, and I'm strong. I'm a strong-willed person. I know what I want, and it took over time to get there, and it took, life experience, work experience, things to happen to get you to be strong and confident in what you want. And so, once you decide what kind of life you really want, then you have to say to anything that does not apply to that life that you want, you need to say no to and focus on what you want to do. And that's exactly how you kind of get ahead.
Yeah. Well, yeah, to close out this topic here, then I would just say to anyone, that's listening, that I think what it is, you just have to have that confidence in yourself, and you can't let people tear you down and make you feel that you don't know who you are and what you want. You have to know who you are, because if you don't know who you are, no one else knows who you are.
Absolutely.
So let's move on to our next topic. I wanted to talk about Jay-Z's comments at the Grammys.
I don't want to embarrass this young lady, but she has more Grammys than everyone and never won Album of the Year.
Now, why is people still complaining? Oh my God, can somebody else win something besides Beyonce and what's the other one named
Taylor Swift?
Taylor Swift. I mean, my God, there's other people out there. Give people a chance. If you have been fortunate enough, you work hard, you've been fortunate enough to win, a lot of Grammys or, trophies or whatever. At some point, don't you think somebody else should win? I don't get it.
No, but I get what he was trying to say. I mean, there's certain categories within the Grammys that stand out and make more sense. So if you saying that she won 32 Grammys, then how come she never won Best Album of the Year when Lemonade was like one of the top albums? So I see what he's saying. It's just it kind of made me cringe, but then I was kind of like, okay, we need to call out what is wrong here, because why is Taylor Swift getting all the awards?
You might not have won Album of the Year, but you won other awards, even though you all these awards. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's in another category or whatever, you can't win every category. I mean, please.
I think the missing link here, I've been to the Grammys, right? And I've seen sometimes all the different categories. But my question is, what is the matrix? Is there a matrix for these awards? Because sometimes is it based just on people voting, or how much hours do they put into to hear somebody's music or to see somebody perform? What is the matrix? And that's something that I haven't seen.
They said the voting.
They said it was I thought it was a board. I thought it was a board who.
I know there's a voting.
There's a board who votes, because when they got up there, some of them that got up there to do the speaking, they said, "We want to thank you for voting."
Yes.
For me. So what I'm saying is, even though you might not win the category you wanted to win in, but how come you just can't be thankful for the categories that you have won?
No, I understand that, and like I said,
some people don't have a Grammy at all, and I think they should have a Grammy, because sometimes I'm looking at some of the singers like, well, how come they never win any awards? That's so nice.
Well, maybe Lottie, maybe those people that you're looking at, you're not looking at other people that's in that genre, right? You're just looking at what you like about that particular artist. But the thing is, I know it's based on the vote, but who's voting, right? Who's voting? Mm-hmm. Who have access to vote, right? What is the matrix for the vote? Because
that's the people that's on that board. That's on that board.
But is it any diversity though? And that's another question, because I'm thinking we're not getting recognized as much in the Grammys.
Absolutely.
And there's a lot of good artists that put out work and stuff like that. So why are you continuously giving it to the same people over and over again.
Exactly my point.
I
So
hear you.
if she has gotten every award there, and I love Beyonce, but but if she has gotten every award there is, so it's the same thing you just said. Then let somebody else win.
No, but album, like I said, album of the year is the biggest award. You see, it's the last award of the night. It's the biggest award for the Grammys. So it's to say, okay, well, she's a top artist. How come she's not able to get the best album of the year award?
Okay,
But
so
Taylor Swift can 4 times.
but okay, so
Well,
look
that's
at
what I
it
still
this
said
way, right?
about Taylor. There's somebody else that has a nice album of the year. Why is she winning every
But
year?
is it but we don't know. Is it based on new material for their creative, they make up an album? Is it based on within a certain amount of time, certain number? I mean, I just don't get it because I'm not sure if they're in that
Well,
same.
what I'm saying is, I know the artists work hard. They work hard to put their music and stuff together. I just feel like if you do win something, that sometimes even if you keep winning every year, probably me, I would tell them, you know what? I think you need to give it to someone else next year.
You may not do that.
No, because I would feel
Not
like
after you
somebody
work
else needs to
hard
win.
and
You know what I'm
it's in
saying?
your
Everything
hours.
somebody else
No, I
works
understand.
hard.
I understand that.
I would say, you know what? If you think I'm gonna win next year, just give it to someone else because there's so many good
But you
artists
don't know.
out here that
But you
deserve
don't-
to
but
win
you don't
something.
know.
But then I feel this way. I say to the artists, just like I say to regular people, it's not so much you winning the award. Yeah, you love for people to show appreciation for you and everything. But are you working hard just to win the award, or you working hard to do something for people, to satisfy people, to make people happy? That's what it's about to me, is working to make people happy and making a difference in whatever I'm doing, whether it was singing, whatever, that's what it's supposed. I think that's what it's supposed to be about, not how many awards you can collect. Even though you happy when you get an award and
Well,
everything.
no,
and
that's
anybody
the
would
main
be.
goal of a singer is to be
Huh?
recognized. It's just like actresses and actors. The Oscar is what makes them. The Grammys is what makes singers. Once you get a Grammy or Oscar, your career takes off from there. So these are the things that people.
No, that's not
really-
true, because there are some people, and check the list. I don't want to call their name out in case they looking, but they have got awards and their career still did not take off. Because we know one that's fighting right now because of the pay scale that they don't get like the other actresses.
But
are
that,
supposed
I
to
mean,
get.
like I said,
And they
that's a
won
different story.
an award.
Right, that's a different beast. That's a whole nother.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. And they still career doesn't take off, even though they have won that award. Once they get it, they figure that their career is going to really take off, and it did not take off. So I don't know how it comes to that. You understand what I'm saying? But we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back.
It's Shannon. It's Shannon.
People couldn't see my potential, so I had to show them.
I've run this place for 20 years, but I still need to prove that I'm more than what you see on paper.
Today, I'm the CEO of my own company.
That's the way my mind works. I have a very mechanical brain.
Why are we not rethinking this?
I am more.
I'm more
than who I am on paper.
Hi, we're back. Thanks for joining us. We're doing hot topics. Our next topic is, what did you think about what happened to the lady, the mother today, that was charged on her son's behalf that killed all those people? So they charged the parent. She hasn't been sentenced yet, but she looks like she's going to get about 15 years. I don't know. I was having mixed feelings about it. Like, okay, well, then we need to go after the other parents then whose children have done stuff, have killed people, and they didn't do anything to them. So what made this different that they went after these two parents because the son killed the people at the school?
What I think is a justification long overdue.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's long overdue. I mean, you have a lot of these parents out there, a lot of these people who own guns, and they teach their kids how to shoot from young. And it's too many mass shootings in schools, and unfortunately, 4 high school students lost their life, and this is something that the parents were aware of. And actually, I don't feel sorry for the fact that she has to take one for the team, but the team should have been set long before now.
I agree. I mean, I don't think she's actually taking one for the team. This is something that's been going on, and now it has to be put a stop to it. And so this case is going to set a precedent for the future cases that go forward. And these are going to make these parents that have these weapons in the home with kids that have mental health issues, or, you know, are known to be dangerous to themselves and others. You know, this is going to make them think about having weapons in the house, and especially not have them locked up. If you're going to be held accountable, it's time to hold somebody accountable.
Right. Well, let me just clarify what I said by take one for the team. What I meant by that is that she has to be the one who set that precedent.
Yeah.
That's what I mean by that.
Yeah. But I mean, that's true too, because I mean, parents really need to pay attention to what they have in their homes and stuff, and particularly with guns and stuff like that. Because sometimes even when you find out about these cases, you know, sometimes I just say, well, what do you need a gun in the house for? You got all these small kids in the house and stuff like that. Why would you even want a gun in the house? I know people always say it's for protection and all like that. But sometimes when I think about, like, if all of us had guns, can you imagine what would happen?
Well, you can have a gun and be responsible. You can have a gun and have it locked up in your home.
But you know, a lot of the people that have guns are not responsible, because
that's a different story.
Somebody make them angry. What's going to happen? The first thing they're going to want to do is shoot you.
Listen, when you got the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms, you know, that's their right. But it comes with consequences, right? It comes with responsibility. Somebody needs to be accountable. So it's not that they don't know. They bought this young man a gun with the mental illness that they was aware of.
Well, yeah, in this case, I can kind of see the issue there and what the problem was. But I'm just saying, with everybody that have these guns, like about every household wants to have a gun, and everybody doesn't have the temperament to have a gun. Because you know, as soon as somebody makes them angry, what are they going to do?
But nowadays, we're dealing with a different ball game here. People are breaking into people's houses. They are murdering people. So at this point, I feel like you got to do what you have to do to protect yourself, your home, and your family.
Absolutely.
But you just have to be responsible.
Exactly. Well, you know what they just said years ago, right? You see somebody come in your house, you better drive them back and bring them back to the house.
Hello. Let me tell you.
Exactly. That's what they always say.
They think about have these guns and unloading and lock box in here. Yeah. You know, we got guns. I mean, I got guns in here, you know, cases, but you know what? It's it's at your own risk. You know,
exactly.
You know, but
but the law is so funny, because even sometimes when things happen, I've seen things happen and people was defending themselves and stuff like that. They still turn around and charge the person.
Because maybe the gun's not
they committed the crime and they trying to, save themselves, and you getting charged.
But Lottie, maybe the gun's not legal. You don't understand. Maybe
I'm saying most of the time the people have guns is not legal.
Yeah, but how you
think everybody have paperwork for their gun?
Listen. You got the whole gun show up and down the coast, right? Coast to coast is cash and carry, right? So you got a lot of people that's bypassing their mental health background check, right? This is, let me think, this is a whole nother NRA, something guns, that's a whole nother different show. But the thing is, you got a lot of ghost guns, right? You got guns, people, the face weapons. You got guns that are modified. So let me tell you something. Drugs, guns, crime, gangs, the government knows what's going on, because they're only going to allow things to go but so far until they can profit off it.
They supplying the guns, if you ask me.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because
I always said that I believe that they could stop guns from coming in the country if they really wanted to.
Let me tell you something. You see, they stopped the opioid stuff only when it was affecting certain people.
When it was affecting a certain class of people.
Exactly.
And now it's an epidemic, and now we have to put a stop to it.
Exactly. Well, listen, just listen to the lingo. Listen to, just have your ear open. We see what the benefits of hearing it, but like I always say, these are the systems that are in place, the institutional system working how they've been designed to work, and I will stick by that.
Yeah. Well, see, that just leads us into the next topic too, with the migrant situation, with the last episode here with them attacking the 2 police officers over in the city, and then some was arrested, and then 1 or 2 I think was let go. Bragg let them go, so he's under fire now for letting them go. But see, this situation there is getting out of hand also now, because here you have people over here, they was getting everything because they got more stuff than some of us got and whatever. And then look what happened now. Now we ended up becoming a city that now you're going to be too scared to go outside. You can't even want to be walking the street and stuff like that because of the crime situation that's about to start happening. And this is not, this is going to get worse before it get better.
Wait, you talking about just the city? The U.S. has turned into a third world country.
The whole,
right? So I'm just saying, like I always say, you better have a passport that with the expiration date on and keep it on, and you know, get some cash in your hand. Because see, the thing is, yes, I understand people may have some issues and migrants and amnesty, not really amnesty, asylum here and other places. But the thing is, they need to have some laws in place, right? And I've heard stories of these migrants here. Some of them even have ankle bracelets on. They get in Ubered, they get in a stipend, they get a job. They have no curfew in the shelters. So the thing is, how do you expect the people that's here that's been vulnerable and marginalized in these communities and in shelters and giving feedback and giving the business, and these people walking here with, you don't even know who they are?
No,
and
exactly.
And see, that's what I said. Like when they were arrested and everything, and then let go. And then I'm saying, well, hold up. There's plenty of us been arrested and didn't do anything and didn't get out right away. You still had to stay in there until they come up with to make sure the evidence was against you. So how do you get out the same day?
Well, it doesn't make any sense because this was
and
an
you got them
assault
on
on a
camera
police
of what they're
officer.
doing. So what evidence was you looking for? So if you needed more evidence, just like you kept the other people in there until you found out the evidence, what is going on here that you're letting all these people go? Now they on a bus going to California or somewhere to get out of the country. Now, what is
no,
that?
they ain't out the country. They just going to regroup someplace else. They getting out the country.
Yeah, basically. Because there's no other place that will take them, probably.
Well, people don't even know who they are. They're on
that was the whole issue.
The
people, you never knew who was getting on those buses to come over here. They could be part of a drug cartel. They could be anybody. So when the crime starts, what do you think? One, they're going to be crime because they're going to turn to desperate measures at one point, you know, because at one point they would just, I guess, the city is like, hey, we can't do nothing else for you. So what do you think is going to happen?
Well, see, the thing about it is they already started the conspiracy rings and drug rings and stuff, just like the ones that they just arrested with the phone, the Apple phone thing, the whole raid thing that they was doing with Apple phones and going to buy stuff, you know, off the people cards and stuff like that. I mean, this is a whole thing they didn't put together. They doing.
Well, that's just the snippet of who got caught, right? These are there are more pockets of these things and gangs and people, you know, robbing people here and there. That's just we found out to be, you know. But what I mean, you have so much issues of people that's here and who need so much help. I might listen. If you need help, you need to kind of asylum. If you're fleeing from some place to avoid prosecution, fine, granted. But at least make it even across the board. I see a lot of people that you don't really see on TV, and at one time I saw a lot of people not looking like me, affording that opportunity even to. They may have some things in their country cases and not giving an opportunity. So if it's going to be across the board, you know, make it across the board, make it fair, but case it don't alienate and just isolate certain people who really need it as well.
Yeah. But that's what's happening now, because now the people that's here is not going to get any help and any assistance. They're not.
Well, no, I heard that they were telling them no. I heard that they were turning them away, telling them no because they had to deal with the migrants. So if you was looking for any type of assistance and you was a resident, you wasn't getting any help, which I think is very unfair.
It is unfair. You know, I think to solve that problem, you have a lot of people here that are undocumented and not legal, right? I think they need to open up the amnesty program for those who have been here. The last time they had the amnesty opportunity was more than 30 years ago, and they should be able to have these people who've been working here in the system, paying to the system, an opportunity to be a part of the system, and have that because they've been here. They've been
Right.
here. You can
Right.
afford them that opportunity because they need to open up the amnesty.
Well, see, that was the problem. Like, why would it take that long, and why has this been going on for years? That people been here working, like you say, and not able to get the paperwork and the identification stuff that they need, and then somebody just zooms in now. They getting everything. I don't understand that. I just don't understand how that happens.
You know, people can buy a house without a social. They can buy a house with just a tax ID number. It's a lot of things that they can do here, and that's what they do. They'll come and they'll mobilize. A couple of families, they'll get together, they'll buy something. They'll take what they can make from here and give it to the next family, just like the Asians do.
That's true.
That's what they do.
There's a lot of cultures that do
But I'm
that.
saying it's not a problem with that. That's what I'm saying. If
Right.
you come and you work, yes, you get what you work for. You want to get together with someone and save money and buy a house. That's what you should do. I'm saying people who were already here that needed help, sleeping on the street, been in the shelter for years at the time, and trying to get out. And you told them they didn't have no housing. And then all of a sudden, you renovating the Roosevelt Hotel and this hotel and this.
And you can ask the government. Now they begging the government.
Exactly. But they spend more money for the families in the hotel. You know how much money they spend for them in the hotel?
$500 a night.
It's crazy.
$500 a night.
But how can you say that and then you say now you have the opportunity where you can now go to the government and begging for money? Why didn't you go beg for money for your own people in the beginning before these?
Okay, we got to go. But before we go, I just want to say that one thing this exposed the city, as far as I'm concerned, the government here in New York, because if you didn't have any money before to get them people out of the shelter and you couldn't give them the health coverage they need and all like that, then all of a sudden we get a flux of some people here and they're getting free health coverage, they're getting food stamps, they're getting everything that everybody else been begging you for, and you claim you couldn't help them or whatever. That tells you that's one good thing came out of it, is they've been exposed. Right, so that means you had money all the time. So at least we know the city has money.
And there's less going in their pockets.
Yeah, exactly. They didn't want to use it to help the people. So, I mean, what you gonna do? Okay, so look, thank you, ladies. Thank you, ladies, for coming on and talking about our hot topics, and thank you for joining us. And look, we have to do what we have to do. You better just be mindful when you walk in the street. Make sure you pay more attention to yourself and everything. Well, I have to be talking to myself because I definitely don't be paying attention when I'm in the street. Stay on phones, pay attention where you're going. You know, and you know, we have to just stay in prayer and just hopefully, you know, that things work out, you know, for us and stuff like that. So thank you again for joining us, and make sure you like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, watch us on Saturday at 5:30 on Brick Arts Media. And as always, we'll see you next time.
Today's show is sponsored by Abu's Bakery. If you have a sweet tooth, stop by Abu's Bakery for some delicious cakes and pies.
Would you like beautiful pictures for your home or your office? Then stop by Faith Art Gallery. They have a large selection of pictures from around the world.
It's Shannon.